Okay, yeah, so I've got the basis of a dialogue system in place now. Well, the foundations. I'm laying the foundations of a dialogue system. Um, so I've got a couple of scripts here. I've got dialogue, UI, typewriter effect, which will give the dialogue box a nice little typewriter effect, which, to be honest, I'm going to change in a moment. Yeah, I'm going to change this to typewriter speed. In fact, that actually should be, yeah, it's a serialized field. So, yeah, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, so what have I got here? I've got a bunch of serialized fields here. Now, this is what a serialized field is so that I can edit the or add my own information within Unity without having to manually type it in to code. Which, I mean, I'm manually typing it into Unity, but it's easier. Trust me. Okay, so we've got a typewriter effect here. And we got our dialogue UI, dialogue object here, which is a scriptable object, which means that when I go into Unity, we've got this test one here. I can actually create an asset menu here, which is a dialogue object. I've covered that in one of my other videos. I did that mainly to do with setting waypoints for enemy AI, and also, what was it for? It was also so I could manage rooms. So when I had like all these different rooms and I had all the enemies in there and the other different items in there, I had like an asset menu object or a scriptable object where I could go in and I could click in and put as many elements as I wanted, and I could edit that. So what I've got my player. I've got a little dialog box here which starts up straight away. Anyway, because actually, I don't think yeah. Okay, I think this should actually start as soon as I press space. I think so. Should do anyway. Okay, so you see there, it was very quick. The typewriter effect was a bit too quick. So if I go to here, no, it's not there. Sorry. Typewriter speed is 100, maybe. Maybe that might be a little bit quicker. Oh, it's way too quick. Okay, it needs to be a lot shorter. Let's go 10. That's kind of cool. I mean, I probably want to speed it up at some point. Yeah, I do appreciate the fact that I've actually written dialogue in the American way, but fuck it. Language is fluid, isn't it? So, okay, so I can add extra elements. So let's go 5. This is my second line of dialogue. And then I can go third line of dialogue, etc., etc., etc. Okay. So what shall happen is it will read this out. I know it sounds really basic, doesn't it? Hello. Should have really got rid of the hello bit. So yeah, soon I'll be having a bit where there'll be an option where you can select different dialogue bits. It's only going to be very basic at the moment, just yes or no. I'm currently following another tutorial by Semag Games, mainly because I just think it's really a good idea to kind of look at various different types of tutorials other people have done, and then you start kind of building more of a kind of like a map in your head of how things work. Because you've seen like the different processes, like a used input system to control the character from a different one, which I haven't really used yet in this new project, even though it looks the same. But yeah, I've gone back to the original old Unity input system. No real reason, to be honest. I think I could get everything working as I want it to, but I just want to kind of keep things a little bit simple at the moment. So yeah, that's what I got so far, really. It's kind of it's taken a long time. I do have a plan. I'm hoping to actually have a game finished within the next 6 months. Give myself 6 months to make a game. It's going to have combat and it's going to have dialogue bits. But it's going to have a very linear vibe to it. So you go from one area, talk to a bunch of people, then go to the next area, talk to a bunch of people. But in between those bits, you're going to have like a kind of an actiony bit where you're just fighting. I think I'm going to use. There's going to be a sword. There's also going to be like a firearm as well. So taking on board what I've learned with doing like arrows, like projectile weapons, that kind of thing. So I'm going to have that. So the idea is I kind of want to have the character walk around like this and interact with NPCs. You know, kind of like this basically. It's taken up to like load through. But then in the combat, I've got like some separate types of animation where they're in like kind of a battle stance. Because I think some of these sprites are more to use for like a JRPG, like battler game where you turn based, but like old Final Fantasy VII or Grandia 2, which is my frame of reference. But yeah, sorry, I've just been ranting now. I'm just going off on one. But yeah, that's what I got so far.